Hi, Bambi. How are you?
Hi, Judy. I'm good. How about you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us today. I know
Oh,
you're in
yes.
Manila, Philippines, so there's quite a time zone difference
Mhm.
there. And Bambi is actually the president of Critical Connection in the Philippines. Can you share your career background and how did you get into this role?
Well, actually, I have two main businesses. Uh,
Okay.
since after college, I've been an entrepreneur. So, for my first business was basically in construction,
Okay.
which
Yes.
focuses on glass glass products for houses or for residential and commercial establishments. That was around probably 2005, mid 2005.
Yes.
And then after that, probably around 2007, we opened our first BPO, business processing outsourcing office. So which was 24/7 Navic. So that's when we started this outsourcing business.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. Our first client was Robert Half. Have you heard of Robert Half International?
Oh,
It's a
wow.
it's a headhunting firm in the US.
Yes.
So we basically did the headhunting for them, and then provided them with people, and then that basically is where we started this BPO business.
Oh
That
goodness. Wow.
2007. Yes,
That's quite an evolution there.
yes, and it evolved from that into right now we have a partner in the US. We have a company in Med Revenue,
Hmm.
and we do the medical billing. We help Med Revenue with their medical billing.
Hmm.
So, and from there, around the year 2020, Roger and I talked about this critical connection because
Oh,
they have this firm with this partner,
yes.
Ron.
Ron,
Probably.
yes.
Yes, Ron. So we started Critical Connection 2020.
Oh, wow. That's quite a startup story, you know.
Yeah.
So what services do you provide?
Well, basically, with Critical Connection, the services we provide is finance, HR management, strategic sourcing, accounting services, payroll. Well, basically, it's a company that will help organizations outsource some of their work to
Hmm.
give them more time, more opportunity to focus on their key competencies. So basically, that's what we do.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a strategic partner for any additional support services. So then, like what you said, the clients can focus on their core competencies and what they
That's
do
correct.
best. Yeah.
Yes.
And Bambi, what are some of the functions of leadership? You know, since you're the president of Critical Connection, the Philippines, what are some of the functions of management and leadership?
Well, for me, with especially with critical connection, for me, I think leadership is being really present,
Hmm.
being very mindful, being aware of the needs of everyone, and strive to provide for those needs,
Hmm.
and being able to bring out the best in everyone in the organization, and of course, being able to decide and provide what's best for the organization and the people we are serving and the people we are working with. So, I think that's basically the function of being a leader.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. I mean, it sounds like you really empower your own people and allow them to.
We really try to, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great culture.
Mhm.
What does a daily day look like for you, Bambi?
Oh, day to day, okay. Like from the moment I wake up, the first
Yes.
thing I do, of course, is well, I do some meditations
Oh, you
through
do. That's
prayers.
wonderful.
Yeah, so that's the first thing I do. Then after that, I work out.
Hmm.
And after working out, I sit down here in my little office here at home. I work from home,
Yes.
and yeah, most of my time really is devoted to my other business in the construction. So basically, it's operations, it's
Mm-hmm.
dispatching of people, scheduling. Then after that, I do my computer work with doing quotations and approvals,
Mm,
and yeah, and work on collectibles and payables and client calls. So basically, that's my morning. Then after that, I do my. Sometimes I go out and do some site visits. So,
mm-hmm.
and then so that's basically my day. That's for the construction business,
Right.
and for critical connection, it's really not that time consuming, not as much as when we were starting, because
Yes.
when we were starting, we didn't have an HR yet, we didn't have Kara yet during that time,
Mm,
so it was basically just myself and Match doing the operational stuff here in the Philippines.
right.
So, but since Kara's here, what I do or what Match and I do for Critical Connection is really just overview everything, make sure that we are in compliance with all of the rules and regulations here in the Philippines, and
Yes.
we make sure that we give our people the best benefit that they could possibly get.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we really strive to be at par with other big companies here in the Philippines with regards to compensation, with regards to benefits and things like those. So
Mm. That's
our
a
meetings, yeah.
very full day for you.
Oh yeah, actually. So
Yeah.
every time it's a weekend, I really look forward to, yeah, because there's no work on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we definitely need that
Sure.
work balance for sure.
Yeah, yes, definitely. And for everybody, not just us, even
The
of course,
employees,
most
right.
especially
And
the
yeah,
employees.
Cara expressed some of the culture and the principles of that in her interview.
Mm-hmm.
Bambi, what is your leadership style?
Okay, I think my leadership style is more of something. I try to be more personal,
Yeah.
not just not like okay, I'm the president or I'm the leader or I'm the manager. I try to be like also one of the workers as well. I try to be more personal. I try to encourage everyone to work hard by creating an environment that or atmosphere that is sort of light, quote unquote light,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
for sure no work is light, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and positive. So that's basically my style. And whenever we go like have team buildings or team dinners or every time we have a gathering, I try to really sit down with them individually and try to get to
The
know them more,
other
get
people,
them
right.
feel more comfortable with us, and try to see what they need and try to see what they want to become in our organization and try to bring them there. So I think that's my style when it
Right.
comes to management.
Yeah, so Bambi, since you've been in leadership for decades, what do you find is difficult in leadership?
Oh,
Like what is challenging for you when you're in a leadership role?
I think what is really challenging in being a leader or in leadership is it's more difficult because it means being more responsible
Yeah.
not only for yourself but most importantly responsible for the people around you. So you have
Yes.
to be very mindful with unlike if I'm just like just a follower or something.
Yes.
I just need to finish my tasks and that's it.
And
But
not
if you're a
feel, yeah,
leader,
not feel the heaviness of that responsibility. Right.
yeah. But in being a leader, you have to be aware of everything,
Mm,
not only the people around you, but of course with the situation as well. You have to be conscious at all times and constantly assess in the
mm,
effort, yeah, in the effort to improve the processes, people's attitude, and ultimately improve the organization. So
right.
I think that's what makes leadership difficult.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you have to have a very keen eye of observing every little thing that's going on, like your environment, your people, your culture, your, deliverables, performance. It seems like an endless list, but that's why you are a
True.
leader.
And of
Yeah.
course, every person is different and unique to each
Yes.
other from each other. So that's
Right.
why extra effort on that. So that's why it's difficult.
Yes. Yeah, but it's
Mhm.
also very commendable. What
And,
is,
and fulfilling, yeah.
yeah. What is your definition of success, Bambi?
hmm I think my definition of success is, well, as far as a business or in life in general is concerned, my definition of success is being able to
Mm-hmm.
um, provide the wants and hopefully also the needs of my family. And I also, definition of success is, of course, is for me or and my wife, of course, to be able to bring up our children, to be
Mm-hmm.
equipped, to
Mm-hmm.
be happy, not only
Yeah.
successful, but to be happy, because
Right.
being successful has probably different meanings depending on person to person. So
Right.
that's one of the definitions. And of course, the success won't be complete if the people around you is not successful as well.
Mm.
So for me, the ultimate success is when I see the people working with me
Yes.
also become successful, contented, happy,
Mhm.
especially with their families. That's the most
Yes.
important thing for me. Of course, the family.
That's a great definition. You really see the whole and the community and the interrelatedness of your people, your staff, your family, and everyone around you. So that's
Mhm.
a wonderful, very altruistic view. um, Bambi, how do you manage the communications between the California office and the Manila office and the operations and everything that goes on between the two?
Well, we are in constant communication with the office, especially
Yeah.
through our HR, Kara. So they have like daily calls. They have daily reportings that they do between the U.S. and the Philippines. And
Mhm.
as far as the management of the Philippines are concerned, we have weekly meetings, myself and Match with our
Right.
team. Yeah, so we have one-on-one meetings with them every week. And then with the US, we have a monthly meeting.
Yes.
So once a month, we have a meeting with Ron and Roger, because both of them are really so busy. If we're busy here in the Philippines, they're
Yes.
much busier there in the US. So
Yes.
every time we get to meet, we really try to tackle everything that needs to be covered,
Mhm.
all of the concerns that needs to be addressed. We try to cover in that once a month
Mhm.
opportunity that we have. So that's how we try to maintain that communication between the U.S. and the Philippines.
Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds like you've got your system set up already to keep that liaison close.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a constant thing. It's something that evolves, and sometimes we need to have emergency meetings.
Yes.
Yeah, especially when there's some concerns with clients or with some of our
Right.
staff here. So,
Right. Understandable.
mhm.
Bambi, leadership tends to involve a lot of change and the ability to change and pivot, that fancy word pivot,
I
And
always hear that, especially in Excel.
yeah. That's good. It's quite a word that's, used a lot here in the US. But can you share an example where you had to make certain changes and how did you lead your team through that transition?
Probably, I think the change really happened when we put up the Critical Connection Philippines, because we
Mhm.
opened Critical Connection just before the pandemic. So that means when we started Critical Connection, when we were having meetings about Critical Connection, that was pre-pandemic. But when
Oh,
we opened
yeah.
Critical Connection officially and with all the papers and everything, it was pandemic time already. So
Mm,
I believe that in itself was at a period of pivoting, as you were saying.
yeah.
So what we did was we established an organization that was purely work from home, which
Mm,
is I know some of the companies does that already,
yes.
but purely work from home and having a partner in the US like Ron and Roger who are really like geniuses in their field.
Right.
So setting that up for me is really something pivotal as far
Mm,
as the team in the Philippines is concerned.
got it. How do you,
So,
yeah, so how do you prioritize tasks and delegate those tasks to your staff members?
well, as far as specific tasks are concerned,
Yes.
it's since that's really part of operations,
Yeah.
and operations really come from the US. So tasks or delegating tasks really come from the US.
Oh,
It's
wow. Okay.
yeah, from the Philippines. But what the Philippines does, which is I think kind of related with what you're asking me, is what we try to do here, since all of the people come from the Philippines,
Hmm.
is we do the filtering of the staff here. So
Oh,
all
I
of our
see.
all of the applicants that we have, we really try to filter in order to tailor fit the needs of our partners in the US. So I
Right.
think if there's a delegation on our part, it's delegating who we think the right people is, depending on the needs of our partners in the US.
So you're quickly fulfilling the roles that are necessary for clients here in the US. So it sounds like you're able to scale very quickly because you have the HR personnel there and you're quickly fulfilling these roles in order to create that support services.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we try to. We try to. And so far, so good. So far, I would want to believe that our partners in the US are satisfied with the people that we're providing them with. So
Yes, I'm sure
yeah,
they are. It's been 4 years.
I think we're good so far.
Yes.
And probably another reason for that is we provide for our workers. We really
Yeah.
provide for them, and we give them really good benefits. Maybe that's why we also get we get good people. If you could compensate them with something, of course you equally get the same from the people, right?
Right, right. So you make
Mhm.
sure you have the quality people to match those needs.
Yes, we really try to. Mhm.
Yeah. In a rapidly changing business environment, such as technology and innovation, how do you stay innovative and create new programs or create new systems in order to match the demands of the industry?
Okay. As far as innovation is concerned, I think it
Or
actually
technology, to keep up with what's needed.
instead of being innovative,
Yes.
I think it's not really innovative, but surprisingly, it's more basic, but
Hmm.
really awesome. As I mentioned earlier, our current setup is purely work from home, right?
Yes.
Or virtually anywhere as long as you're online.
Yes.
So, given this, we just provide our staff
Hmm.
with basic equipment like laptop and monitors and backup
Right.
battery.
Right. So you keep it simple, you know?
Yeah, keeping
Yeah.
it simple.
Yeah.
Keeping it
That's,
simple, then
mhm.
just trying to really listen to what the workers need in order for them to really work with quality.
Mhm.
So basically, that's just what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand. How do you measure high performance in your team and their work?
Okay, so I think I can measure high performance because high performance means being able to identify problems and
Yes.
process situations without being told to, or without being
Right.
really guided step by
Right.
step. Of course, there's the initial guidance, right?
Yes.
But being in a high performance level is being really mindful, also really
Yeah.
being aware and just not being within a certain box.
Right. Yeah.
So,
So it sounds like your high performing team, like what you said, is they have the ability to identify problems maybe before they come, and
oh
sometimes,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
and sometimes
I,
it sounds like your staff has the ability to assess things quickly, move quickly in order to accommodate that need or prevent that problem or crisis before it comes. And
Mhm.
that happens quite a bit. I remember when I was interviewing Match, he emphasized about preventative measures, before it becomes this crisis, or, we don't want to be reactive. We want to be proactive.
Oh,
So,
yes, exactly.
yeah, that's something that I think is very critical in business.
Mhm.
What are some of the biggest challenges you faced in this role?
Oh, probably doing this podcast, I think.
Yes.
No, 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 just joking.
Oh, what did you say? Did this part time, you said?
No, I said probably doing this podcast is one of the most difficult things
Right.
facing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
No, but seriously, it's really being able to provide good
Yeah.
people to
Yeah.
the US. As I've mentioned earlier, I know that Ron and Roger are really big people when it comes to their respective fields. So our biggest challenge is really to provide them with good people, because we know that they handle big companies in the US, probably
Yes.
we're startups, and some are really big production companies. Of course, these companies have have really big needs as well. So
Yeah.
having big needs, we need good people to provide for those needs and services. So
Mhm.
that's a really biggest challenge for us here in the Philippines, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really quite interesting. It sounds like having the right people will minimize problems. And it sounds like because you have good people, you're able to run at that high performance level and to run efficiently. Because I
Mhm.
mean, some businesses don't have good people and they have constant turnover. It's like every 3 months they're changing their employees, and you have to retrain them, and they have to, fulfill new roles, and there's no continuum. It sounds like, but with your company, you find the right people immediately
Yes.
and stay with them, train them, so then the continuum is stable, you know?
Yes. And so
Yeah.
far, our staff really they stay. And
Yeah.
one of our accountants even went abroad to find some greener pasture, perhaps. Then,
Yeah.
but after a few months now, she's back with us.
Oh, she's happy with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I heard
Mhm.
about your very rich culture of respect and really nurturing your own people. And that's a really nice environment to enter, especially in the workforce.
Oh yes, yes, and I have to credit, of course, also Roger and Ron for that. We
Yes.
already had that mindset, but
Hmm.
I can say that they brought it to another level when we worked with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
really are
great.
concerned. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they're really
Bambi, what?
concerned with the well-being of everybody in our
Hmm.
organization. They
Hmm.
constantly ask where they want to be, like
Hmm.
in 2 years from now in this company,
Oh,
what role they want to play in the future. It's things like those.
right. Yeah. So
Mhm.
you're watching out for what they can grow into and not just be transactional is the best way I could say it, is like you actually care about the future roles and their career growth.
Yes.
Bambi, what do you think are the top three elements that has made the Critical Connection Philippines successful?
Well, number one, I think it's the constant communication
Mm-hmm.
that's important because without communicating with each other, without really listening to each other,
Mm-hmm.
um, no success or no improvement can happen. So that's number one.
Yeah.
And number two is you have to have that constant drive to improve,
Mm-hmm.
and to have that drive, you have to it has to be consciously done. It's effortful. It doesn't it won't happen if you don't do anything about it. So you have to have that constant drive, motivation to improve. So
Mm-hmm.
that's number two. And then number three, you have to have, I think most important is the mutual respect. You
Yeah.
have to have mutual respect with each other, regardless of whether you're a staff accountant, you're a senior accountant, whether you're the COO or the CEO, you have to maintain that mutual respect for each other. So I think that's the elements that the
Yeah.
Philippines and I think the US also has
Yeah.
in order
Those are
to be a successful organization.
Yeah, those are good points. Bambi, how do you ensure that the team members stay on track and that they stay valued and motivated and they don't veer off and you make sure that their work is aligned with the company's goals or the client's goals?
Well, for that, well, in detail, when it comes to that, it's really Kara and Roger
Mm-hmm.
really looking into those small details. But for as far as I'm concerned, and probably Match as well, it's more of like just touching base with everyone, checking on them, checking if they're happy with what they're doing, or if they're being overworked, or
Mm,
if something's lacking, or is there something we can do to further your career here in Critical Connection. If you want
right.
to do further studies, they can talk to us. So that's basically what we do, what I do.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
relationship building is very key in nurturing your employees and making sure they're happy and they're feeling that they're contributing and but also at the same time there's career growth in the company. So
Yes.
we're coming to a close of the interview, Bambi. I have a few last questions for you. And
Okay, go ahead.
yes. So, last three questions. First of all, what do you think clients like most about working with you?
I think clients like working with us because we are more personalized. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we can tailor fit practically anything,
Yes.
conforming to what they need.
Right.
So I think that's the most important thing that we can offer to them. That's why they like our service.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that quite a bit from your personnel is that I think in every interview, everyone has all said that,
Really?
is customizing and personalizing because clients don't want to feel like a number. They don't want to feel distance. They're working with you. They've hired you. They want to be able to talk to someone on the phone, and they want you to be accessible. And having that personalization matters because if you don't have that, then chances are people are going to shop around, they want to feel like
Yes.
you're taken care of, and
Yes.
not have to call the person 20 times to get someone
Correct.
on the phone. So,
Mhm.
that's a big
And
difference.
also, needs of every organization or every company, it changes from day to day.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yes, so you really have to be dynamic and not just be like a constant clock in, clock out type of.
Right. Like, yeah, like not linear. You want to be very versatile and have that ability to adapt to whatever change is coming at you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes, yes.
Bambi, what is an aspect of your job that you enjoy the most?
Um, Probably I enjoy it when I see the people around me who
Hmm.
are driven and motivated
Yes.
in their work. So that's something that I enjoy. I enjoy it when I see the people working hard,
Mhm.
hard to the point that hard, but maintaining their positive vibe or being happy, even if sometimes the particular job is really difficult.
Mhm.
So that makes me happy, doing their jobs
Yes.
without complaining, even if it's difficult,
Yes.
seeing them motivated. So that's one. And then another aspect probably is being able to meet more people
Mm.
like you
Oh,
now.
yeah, definitely. Thank you, Bambi.
And
Yes.
then most importantly, seeing people succeed.
Yeah.
Seeing people succeed. So
That's,
whether it be within our organization, and of course, most importantly, seeing our clients succeed, seeing our
yes.
clients happy. So that's the most fulfilling moment for me if I
Yeah.
see them succeed. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you really like to celebrate the human spirit and elevating everyone around you, you know? I mean, you really kind of honed in on that as you really enjoy the community, the clients, the staff, and just really celebrating that human spirit of joy, you know, and collaboration and harmony. And that's a really beautiful perspective. I don't really hear that much, but that's really wonderful. Thank you, Bambi. You know, you
I
always
think
have a
that's so
spiritual
true.
view about things.
I think it's not all about profit all the time, but of course, profit is
Yeah.
important.
Yes, of course.
In
Like
business, of course, that's a
that's like
given.
the default, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Imagine having profit and having good relationship with
Yeah.
everybody at the same time. That
Yes.
would be really awesome, right?
Right, right. But doing it right this way is meeting the human emotional business needs, and being able to uplift people, I think, is a great contribution, really.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely.
So we're at our last question here, Bambi. Do you have a message to the world? It could be a personal message. It could be a message about critical connection. It could be a philosophy, a quote, anything you like.
Probably basing it on our company name, Critical Connection.
Yes.
So my message is just in anything that you do, whether in business or in the family or in anything, try to build good relationships. Try to leave something positive with everyone,
Yes.
and
Yes.
try to uplift and try to motivate everyone around you.
Right.
In order for them to be successful,
Right.
and then, yeah, and then probably, no, not probably, definitely the profit or being successful monetary wise will just come naturally. So I think that's my parting message.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful message. Thank you, Bambi. And thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time. It was
Thank you.
wonderful.
And sorry for being late.
Oh, no, no worries about that. It was really wonderful to meet you, Bambi. I
Oh,
enjoyed the
likewise,
podcast.
Judy, likewise.
Yes. And for the audience, if you'd like to learn more, please go to criticalconnection.com. Thank you.
Thank you.